Mitchell.
Voting member.
No? Hello?
What are we talking about?
Hello? Is it?
Okay.
There, it's working.
It's working, yeah. I will call a public hearing to order. This is to consider ordinance number 2025-11 that, if approved, would authorize the mayor to execute the Second Amendment to the Development Agreement, residential portion of project. This amendment changes the expected developer of the Pinecrest residential project and will subject the property to certain restrictions that are consistent with the village's zoning code and others that are not in the zoning code but will cause the development to be high quality. Anyone have any comments on this? All right, then we'll close the public hearing. Is that how this works? All right. I will call the council meeting of June 11th, 2025 to order. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you please call roll?
Foster. Perry. Here. Allner. Bilski. Vincent. Madden. Silver.
Here. I will make a motion to excuse Councilmember Kimberly Olner from the June 11th, 2025 council meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Anna, will you please call roll?
Perry. Yes. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. I will make a motion to excuse Councilmember Philip Madden from the June 11th, 2025 council meeting.
Second that too.
Thank you. Anna?
Perry. Yes. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. I'm going to go off agenda and make a motion to excuse Councilmember Jeffrey Foster from the June 11th, 2025 council meeting. Is there a second on that?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Anna, sorry to throw off your notes.
Foster. Oh, nope, sorry. Perry. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Is there a motion to confirm the appointment of Mitchell Tikkanen as a part-time firefighter paramedic?
So moved.
Second it.
Thank you. Chief.
Mitch is not here with us tonight. This is a confirmation to bring Mitch back to the fire department. He left us back in October to pursue a coaching position with the John Carroll University wrestling team. He left because at the same time he was hired at the Cuyahoga Falls Fire Department full-time. Thought that he would not have the time and availability to meet our requirements. Since then, he's discovered after going through a season that he does have time and he would very much like to come back to the Orange Fire Department. I welcome him back. He's a conscientious employee. He's a good kid, so I'm happy to welcome him back. So I'm asking for his reconfirmation.
Questions or comments? All right, Anna.
Perry. Yes. Bilski. Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Is there a motion to reappoint Hinka Yi, also known as Heinz Yi, to the Records Commission for a 2-year term?
Make a motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Give it to Ryan.
Ryan.
Thanks.
Anyone need to speak on this, or? All right, Anna, will you please call roll?
Perry.
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. I think the Records Commission, they meet once a year, is that right?
At least once a year.
Oh, they're meeting tomorrow, great. Is there a motion to reappoint David Cochran to the Records Commission for a 2-year term?
Moved.
Motion or second it.
Heard Stacy first, Lisa will give you the second.
Did anybody check with Dave if he wants to do this? He's not been active on committees lately.
I assume someone did, that's how it was on here. Did someone reach out to Dave to see?
Yes, I did. He'll be on that. It's only once a year.
Great, great.
He dropped finance, didn't he? I mean, he's not on, yeah, okay.
He's a little busy.
Anna, please call roll.
Perry. Yes. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Motion to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Next Era Energy Services for electric service.
Moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Mayor, do you want to go over this one?
Well, I'm going to defer to Bob Zugan, who's walking in the building right now.
Good timing.
An entrance.
Bob, do you want to talk about the electric contract briefly?
Briefly.
Before we do that, let me just interject that those appointments for the Records Commission, they're supposed to be alternate years. So we should designate one to be appointed at the end for a term expiring December 31st, 2024. For a term
25, you mean, and 26?
5 and 26.
Have it on their things, but I didn't put it in here because sometimes we do and sometimes we don't, so I don't know.
So everybody knows one will get the 1-year term and one will get the 2-year term. We
Okay.
haven't done this in a while, I think.
I'll change it.
Are they the only two on the commission? On the
Yes.
committee? Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Only 2 citizen members are on the commission.
okay.
Is there a council person on it too? Okay.
Bob, you're up. Ron.
Okay, just like we came back, I believe it was in April, with the gas contract. We were in NOPEC for our electric contracts. That expires July 25th. So in order to get this, we're going to actually have a lapse because it'll take a little bit past it where we'll default to First Energy. But we reviewed the contract, compared it to the apples to apples. NOPEC came in with the best pricing. Myself and the treasurer spoke about it and felt that the 3-year contract was the way to go. Looking for permission to get this contract for our electric supply.
All right.
Enables us to have certainty relative to our electric utilities over the next several years, and makes it much better for both budgeting and managing our costs.
Comments? Anna, please call roll.
Perry? Yes. Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver?
Yes. Is there a motion to approve the treasurer's reports for March and April of 2025?
Second.
Lisa, thank you. Stacy, Dana?
Sorry, this has a mind of its own over here. So you have the cash account summary for March, which shows our cash balance from all sources of $20,418,000 and some change. And you have the March revenues of $4,008,000 and March expenditures of $784,000. And as I pointed out to the Finance Committee, we received property taxes for the TIF, and it wasn't distributed until April, so that's why you're showing higher revenue than expenditures. And you have the revenue and expenditure line items from the quarters. It's a quarter ending, so you have all funds. And the general fund shows about 25% collection of revenue and expenditures of almost 20%. And all funds have collected 33% of budgeted revenues and about 13% of budgeted expenditures through March 31st. And then at April 30th, our fund cash account balances from all sources was $18 million and almost $105,000. Our April revenues was $907,000 and some change, and the April expenditures was $3,220,000, and the expenditures are higher, as I stated, with the distribution of the Pinecrest TIF revenue. We're at 33% of the year for April 30th, and the general fund shows about 32% of revenues collected from budget, and the expenditures were about 26%. We had some variances. We had a refund of some of our workers' comp, so some of those variances are in the negatives for the year to date. And we pay the annual insurance premium, so that skews the percentages, but that will work itself out as we go through the year. That's all I had.
All right, thank you. Any questions or comments? Anna, roll, please.
Yes. Yes. Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver?
Yes.
I thought she said
I will make a motion to approve the tax administrator's reports for March and April of 2025. Is there a second on that?
second.
Thank you, Lisa. Dana?
Okay, so for March 31st, our gross taxes collection from all sources was $461,753, which is about $38,000 higher than March of 2024. And our year-to-date is higher than year-to-date last year at this point in time by $113,000. You also have your monthly cumulative and the monthly gross spreadsheet showing you the variations for each month. In April 30th, we collected almost $614,000 from all sources, which is about $153,000 higher than April of 2024. And our year-to-date is now $267,000 higher than April of 2024's year-to-date. And again, you have the spreadsheet showing the graphs from the last 4 years showing how it's faring. So we're looking pretty good so far.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Anna, will you please call roll?
Harry. Yes. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Is there a discussion of the bills to be paid in the month of June in the amount of $254,509.03, and additional May expenses in the amount of $561,355.79? Any questions on any of these?
We have a nice credit that came in from the Bedford Court. I don't recall seeing those before. Does that happen often?
No, the credit is a result of they overbilled us in 2024, and they gave us an adjustment this year for that overbillment when they went through their final numbers that they billed us.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right. Are there any audience comments relating to agenda items only? Looks like none. Old business, ordinance 2025-11 as amended, an ordinance authorizing Mayor Judson A. Klein to take all actions necessary to execute the second amendment to the development agreement regarding the residential portion of the Pinecrest Development Project and declaring an emergency. This is on for third reading. This is what the public hearing was related to. Any questions or comments from council members?
Make a motion to pass.
Thank you. I'll second that.
Harry. Yes. Bilski.
Yes.
Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Ordinance 2025-15, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District and declaring an emergency. This is on for third reading. Is there a motion to approve 2025-15? Thank you. I will second that. Questions or comments? Anna?
Harry. Bilski. Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Ordinance 2025-17 as amended, an ordinance to adopt the solid waste management plan for the Cuyahoga County Solid Waste Management District. Emergency. This is on for second reading. We went over this last week. Any questions or comments? Great. New business, ordinance 2025-18, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with CVG LLC to purchase property located in the Village of Orange. This is on for first reading. Mayor, you want to go over this one?
Yeah, this essentially is there are two parts to this. This is the purchase of the property located that will potentially become our park. In order to do this, there's grant funding that has to be put in place. When the grant funding is in place, we will then be able to purchase the land using the grant.
Go over again why we're purchasing it. I thought it was being given to us by the developer. Can we go over the?
No, what the agreement called for was the village would work with the Land Conservancy to obtain funding for the purchase of the property.
Okay.
And they agreed to dedicate this property, sell this property to the village for conservation purposes.
We have to apply for the grant. The Land Conservancy can't apply for the grant. So it's being applied for under the Orange Village name, And then when the grant funding comes in, then the land will be able to be purchased. They'll be then turned over to the Land Conservancy for the installation of a conservation easement on it, and then it'll come back to Orange as a park.
Gotcha, okay. Thank you. This is first reading. Any questions or comments? Ordinance 2025-19, an ordinance amending the annual appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of Orange Village during the calendar year ending December 31st, 2025. This is on for first reading. We will not be suspending the rules tonight because we don't have enough people to do that. Dana, you want to cover this one?
Yes, there's a few miscellaneous adjustments to it. If you look at the management operating budget, the police personal service is increased $740 due to miscellaneous adjustments for benefits since we did the last budget in December. There were some minor changes. The fire other is increased $12,500. That's due to some vehicle repairs, and there was insurance reimbursements, but that gets recorded on the revenue side, so the expenditure side has to be increased as the offset. Mayor's personal service was increased $100 due to prior year benefits that were billed in 2025 and wasn't in the budget that was approved last December. And others decreased $1,500 due to reclassification to the admin for special events on committees.
Insurance, life insurance.
Finance other increased $7,000 due to refunds of net profits that Orange Village received from the state. So the state collects net profit taxes, and then they give us those funds. Well, there was a refund, but since they gave us the funds, they're billing us for those refunds so they can pay them out. So we're just returning monies to the state from monies that they gave us. Administrative other increased $1,500. That's the reallocation from the mayor's department for special events on the committees. The police professional training fund 206 is increased $4,000 due to adjustments requested by the chief for training, and that is monies that were in their beginning balance. The Pinecrest TIF fund is increased $546,118, and that's just an updated estimate based on our revenue that we just collected in March. And the Chagrin Highland South TIF increased $2,000 due to fees that were being charged by the county on the TIF revenues. And then 401, the Capital Improvement Fund is increased $175,000 for the land purchase for the potential fire station. And Fund 402, the capital equipment, there's a little typo there. Fund increased $56,148. That's due to the estimate for the replacement of the police vehicle. And we received insurance funds for all but around $7,000 of that. That was one of our brand-new police cruisers that was in an accident, and it was a total loss. And as a total loss, the insurance company gives us the funds, and we pay 100% of the cost of the vehicle, as opposed to them paying the vendor directly. So it's a little bit different than some of our other insurance claims. And then the infrastructure levy fund other was increased $1,400 due to professional fees that were itemized from contracted services. So that was just a cleanup from last December as well. So those are all the changes.
All right, very good. Any questions on that? Okay, we will vote on that probably at the next meeting. We'll suspend the rules next time we're here on that one. Ordinance 2025-20, an ordinance authorizing an agreement with CVG LLC and the Western Reserve Land Conservancy to purchase property located in Orange Village for the purpose of preserving 35 acres as a passive park. This is up for first reading. Mayor, you want to?
Yeah, actually, what this does is it breaks out the two components of the land. The 35 acres is the property that will remain as a passive park from the 37 acres of the original, and there'll be 2 acres that will be carved out of that for potential fire station. We have to separate those out now, because once they go into the conservation easement, we can't claw them back to make use of them for some other purpose. So we have to segregate the two pieces of land, the 35 acres and 2 acres, so that we can have control of that property. And if for some reason we don't develop the fire station, we can expand the conservation easement over that property. But we want to preserve our right to be able to do it. And that's the $175,000 that Dana is including in the budget amendment. It's pretty cheap to buy 2 acres of land in Orange Village for $175,000.
Yeah. And this agreement is contingent on the village getting adequate grant funding, so that we're not coming out of pocket for this. This is where they're seeking federal and state grant money.
And to clarify, this doesn't commit to the fire station, this just allows for it if that's,
The fire station ordinance is actually 18. So that's the 2 acres, and then this is the 35 acres of parkland. So I got that reversed in my head, I apologize.
Any other questions? All right, moving on, Resolution 2025-4, resolution adopting the 2026 Orange Village Alternative Tax Budget. Dana, is this you?
I think this is the most I've talked in a long time. So you have the 2026 tax budget, and this is not an appropriation ordinance. It doesn't appropriate any expenditures. It starts the 26 process for property tax revenue for Orange Village. So it starts creating the certificate of estimated resources with the county. And it also allows us to get local government funds of about $40,000 that we collect annually. And basically, the main purpose of the budget is to set our property tax millage for the property tax collections. And this budget shows the same 7 mills as we had in the prior year, so there is no change. And it's due to the county by the 18th of July.
Okay, any questions on that? And we can vote on this, yeah. Anna, please call roll.
make a motion.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2025-4. Is there a second? Thank you.
Harry. Bilski. Vincent.
Yes.
Silver.
Yes. Are there any audience comments relating to matters which advance the good of the village? You know the drill by now. Oh, you even got that down. Turn the microphone on. Good.
Right?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, and the only thing I have to say, it's John Loftus. I'll sign in
Yeah.
afterwards. John Loftus, 4231 Lander Road. I'm apologizing. Last week I misspoke when I was talking about when my wife and I moved into the village. There wasn't 2,500 people in the village. There was 3,300 people in the village. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't misleading anybody. And sometimes admitting your mistakes is kind of a cathartic activity, something we should all engage in. So thank you very much. But the primary message from last week still holds. You never know what's going to happen going forward. So, think about the repercussions of what you do today, because you may not be able to anticipate what's going to happen tomorrow.
That article. Any way you can pass that?
Yeah, no, we got one. I think Anna had it.
I gave a copy to,
I know you gave it to Anna. I don't know that she's
I
distributed.
think Councilwoman Allner might have,
I was thinking about copying it for you, but if you go onto cleveland.com, you get about 14 pages of advertisements. And I thought, well, it might be a little bit easier just to pass it around.
We have a Cleveland, I'll look it up. We have a Cleveland.com.
Trying to be environmentally sound.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna said we have an account, so she can probably send you the link to it. You get a certain number of like free articles you can share, so.
But I trust me, I do it all the time. I copy and paste them. I know what I'm doing. I do all the newsletter article, or the news article.
Evening.
Wait, yeah, okay.
Boyle 31399 Fairview Drive, Orange Village, Ohio. I just wanted to give a brief update, not as brief as John, but hopefully brief, at least for my purposes, on two matters that had great interest to me, but perhaps not as much interest to leadership here.
Make sure you're talking to the microphone.
The first issue being the taxable aspects of the church property. You'll be happy to know that one of the parcels is back on the tax rolls. Take full credit, doesn't sound like anyone here wanted to deal with that, but now there is a $14,000 taxable aspect on one of the parcels. Two of the other parcels are still pending. So that means whoever's going to buy that parcel, if it ever goes for sale, is going to have to pay those taxes. It will come to these municipalities. As we drove by that facility time and time again, nobody looked. The matter with the other two parcels is still pending with the state, and I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll hear from them soon. Second, I wanted to provide a brief update as it relates to the public records request that I filed. And with due respect to my friend Ed, the headline seemed to indicate that there was some sort of investigation into who filed that public records request. And I know the language is obviously a different issue. I filed it, obviously, at my jamesboylelaw@gmail.com address, indicating that if you had any questions about the email request, that you could contact me at jamesboyle31399 Fairview Drive, Orange Village, Ohio, 216-702-2283. I bring this to your attention not because I'm happy that this is the status of the law, but rather, when I heard the mayor's comments that he was very concerned about it, I share that concern. The concern that I assumed the mayor was talking about was the fact that the law director did nothing for 6 months while this law was out there. And for a little context on how this happened, the decision was issued on November 21st of last year. In my capacity, in my position where I work, I notified the people that I work for, in the community that I work, that this decision was out there to determine what the ramification of that decision and if there were any actions that needed to take place. They assured me that there was not, and we moved forward. In the interest of seeing, well, my gosh, I wonder what's going on in Orange, on November 26th, I joined the email distribution list at jamesboylelaw.com, waiting for some guidance to say, hey, look, this is something we need to be aware of. Nothing happened. Nothing happened in November, nothing happened in December, nothing happened in January, nothing happened in February, March, April, until on May 19th, I said, evidently they're not going to do anything. And the door is open, and no one is doing anything. And I don't know, based on what I saw in Pepper Pike, it doesn't look like the mayor in Pepper Pike knew either. And that, quite frankly, is a failure. And I don't have any other way to describe that to the people that are listening or the people that are sitting here. That is an absolute failure. Our jobs as public servants is to be proactive in what we're doing, to bring, from the law perspective, to bring matters to the attention of those that are potentially impacted by that. I share your concern, Mayor. I am very concerned as well. I'm concerned that 6 months went by with this information out there and nobody said anything. As I said time and time again, I'm just some knucklehead with a law degree. I shouldn't be the one trying to get properties back on the tax roll. I shouldn't be the one bringing pertinent legal matters to your attention. Representation and leadership is not a passive sport. You have to be active in what you're doing. I sense complacency, I sense a lethargic attitude here, and I cannot tell you enough that people are not satisfied with that. So I bring these matters to your attention just for illumination. That's what happened on this thing. You can rest assured. I haven't even opened the attachment that's on there. I have no interest in opening that. But you should be thankful that it was me that requested it, not the Nigerian prince, not the North Korean government, not somebody trying to sell you a muffler repair or whatever the other stuff that they're constantly trying to sell you. Just some knucklehead with a law degree sitting in Orange Village. Thank you.
Any other audience comments? All right, Mayor Klein.
Okay. Few announcements. Paper shredding is Friday at Orange Village Service Department, 4680 Lander Road, from 9 a.m. until noon, or when the truck is full, whichever comes first. Last day to sign up for the community-wide garage sale is Friday, June 13th. We currently have 30 participants. That's always a great event for the community, and people, I think, enjoy the sort of community created around garage sales.
What's the date of the garage sale?
What's the date?
June 20,
20-something. June, what is it?
28th
8th and 29th.
The 9th.
Thank you.
The Orange Community Artisan and Farmers Market will be this Saturday, June 14th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Orange Village Service Department parking lot at 4680 Lander Road. I'm hopeful that we'll have a great turnout for it. I know that there'll be lots of vendors there. Flag Day is this Saturday, June 14th, along with Artisan and Farmers Market. On this day in 1777, the American flag was adopted by the Second Continental Congress. This is a day for patriotism. Happy Father's Day to all fathers, grandfathers, uncles, brothers, and anyone that has been a positive influence in others' lives. Branch shipping is this Monday, June 16th. Please have your branches out by 7 a.m. Monday morning. Thursday, June 19th, is Juneteenth. Village Hall will be closed, but there will be an art exhibition at Village Hall at 7 p.m. with renowned African-American artist and resident Lou Burrows. We will have exhibition of his paintings and a gallery talk created by Marlene Stoiber Burrows, his wife, that I will be delivering on his behalf. On Saturday, June 21st at 2 p.m., author and resident Darlene Johnson Cargill will read from her children's book. This event will be in the gazebo behind Village Hall. We're looking to provide some refreshments and fun along with those art activities. Tuesday, June 24th, will be music at the amphitheater at 6 p.m. featuring Rubber Soul, a Beatles tribute band, and Kona Ice will be available to purchase shaved ice treats. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and celebrate Stacy Vincent's recognition for receiving the Ohio High Schools Public Relations Association Best of the Best 2025 in the Public Relations and Marketing Plans category for the 2024 Centennial Celebration for the schools. Congratulations, Steve. This is a wonderful honor for you and well-deserved.
Thank you.
This Friday, we had sent out 7 packages to architects to be considered for the design of the Village Hall modifications and a new fire station. We will be reviewing those submissions from the actual 5 firms that responded of the 7 that were initially invited. The team will meet Friday to make a determination of firms to consider and then recommend to council for consideration. We hope to make this as transparent and open as possible. I have to tell you that these are well-regarded architectural firms from around Greater Cleveland, all of which have great reputations and have done really wonderful work in this space. And we're fortunate they all want to participate in working in Orange Village. So we'll come here in July with a recommendation of several of these to consider by council. Insofar as Kimberly is not here tonight, I'll update some of the significant items that have been reviewed by Planning Commission this Tuesday. The significant item is the commercial elements of the Omni development. They need to work out issues related to engineering and fire. There's some discussion about fire lines and water connections for the development. We approved 2 new homes on Lake Placid. The Canyons Townhomes height modification was approved along with a monument sign for the Canyons development. Yesterday, Chagrin Valley Chamber of Commerce held their annual Mayor's Luncheon, reporting on all of the communities of the Chagrin Valley, including Bainbridge, Chagrin Falls, South Russell, Russell Township, Orange Village, Woodmere, and Moreland Hills. I was pleased to be the representative of Orange Village and shared with them things that we are underway with in the village and looking to accomplish, and hearing from the other communities what they are doing and where they're going. Last, Finance Department has been in the process of identifying a finance administrator. They will be coming to council for confirmation in July of a candidate that has been determined to meet the village needs and consistent with Orange Village requirements. So that is all I have. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Our next scheduled council meeting is July 2nd, being so close to the holiday and being a holiday week. We're going to go ahead and cancel that meeting, so the next scheduled meeting will be July 9th. That is all that I have. Comments by council members. Mrs. Perry?
No report.
Mr. Bilski?
No comment tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, for your kind words. I am honored. We recently received the national award for those items that you mentioned, and I was humbled to receive that award and to share the Orange story with our entire community. So thank you for your kind words. You stole a lot of my thunder about the Arts and Culture Committee, but we met last week to discuss the upcoming concert series. I also want to add in, because we're not having a meeting on the 2nd, that there is a July 10th concert as well with Two Left Standing. It's a wonderful duo. They'll be performing pop tunes, current music, easy listening. Bring a picnic and come enjoy that one as well on July 10th. We also discussed our Juneteenth weekend events, which the mayor mentioned, and fall plans. Due to personal reasons, one of our committee co-chairs, Cindy Sobel, stepped down as co-chair, but she will remain on the committee, and we're grateful for her contributions. And we're also grateful to relatively new resident Justin Glanville, who has stepped up to co-chair along with Jason Kiss in a seamless transition. And as always, we invite anybody who is interested in arts and culture to come join our committee. I just also want to thank the Juneteenth event. I have flyers if anyone's interested, and we will be posting these. These were created by our committee member, Stephanie Crawley, so I'm grateful to her for doing that. Coordinator Carla Nazelli has done an amazing job working through all of this. So please try and come to either event, Thursday and or Saturday, or both. And I want to thank both Darlene and Lou and Marlene and the mayor for participating in all of that. We hope everyone can join us. As the mayor said, the first official market is Saturday. We've asked our committees to be representative at each of the markets, and this one will be represented by our Veterans Affairs Committee. So if you want to learn more about the Veterans Affairs, stop by the table and look for Jeff or his representatives. The market runs from 9 to 1. I was unable to attend the school board meeting on Monday as I was in California, but I invite you all to read about it in Ed's reports. I think he did probably 7 or 8 stories about the school board meeting. Apparently it was a very long meeting, so if you want any information, he did a great job telling the story as I understand it. The next school board meeting is on Monday, June 23rd at 6 o'clock if anyone's interested. And I want to wish all those in father roles in any way a very happy and celebratory Father's Day. And speaking of fathers, Father's Day weekend also coincides with my dad's 85th birthday. I know he's watching, so happy birthday, Dad. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I will make a motion to adjourn to executive session for the purpose of discussing the acquisition or disposition of real estate. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Thank you. Anna, please call roll.
Perry? Bilski?
Yes.
Vincent?
Yes.
Silver?
Yes. And we will not be taking any votes or anything once we reconvene. Thank you, everybody.